In my roamings around the world of road running and marathons especially, it's nice to find stories which aren't always about the straight and narrow, personal bests and the fastest in the world this year, world records, course records. And I think I found someone who's got an interesting story. We'll see. We're at the Ames Gala in Athens. The Best Marathon Runners of the Year awards have been made. A couple of days off from the Athens Marathon. And I'm with somebody from Munich, Peter Gottwald. Has an interesting story. He's been a running coach. He's worked in the film industry. But now he tells me he's a race director for a half marathon in Tbilisi and Georgia. So, Peter, how do you come to be a race director for the Tbilisi half marathon?
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for this good question. To make a long story short, I fell in love with the Caucasus region as I was working for the Armenian government to make a business plan for a high altitude training center. And so I got to know the Caucasus, I got to know the people, and I always thought this is a great place to run. And so I came across Heidelberg Cement, which is a big company and one of the biggest investors in the Caucasus region, German investor. And they asked me to help them to organize a race in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, which was already on since 3 years. And the thing was actually, it took place quite, let's put it like this, in the outback of Tbilisi, about 5 or 6 kilometers away from the city center, on a huge lake. And the mayor of Tbilisi obviously thought this might become a touristic attraction, but not on this lake. We have to get it into the city center. And so that was for Heidelberg Cement as organizer a big challenge, and they obviously had the feeling that they couldn't manage that alone due to a lack of knowledge. And so I got in touch with them, and now I'm the race director of this race.
What is the running scene like? You know, I talked about my and colleagues' travels around the world of running. Wherever we go, the top places, certainly on the men's side, are usually taken by Kenyans, and that's probably true on the women's, or East Africans, to put it better. Is your Tbilisi half marathon stacked with East Africans in the lead, or do you have good local runners?
No, we don't have any Kenyans. What we have is mainly local runners, which are good runners. On the other hand, one must say, Georgia does not have a running tradition as we are used to, like in Germany, France, Great Britain, Denmark, all these countries in Western Europe. But there are runners, and the running movement actually is, I would compare it to a flower or a small plant that had just broken through the ground, and we want to use our race as a kind of mean to cultivate that. You know.
What's the course record at present, men's and women's best times for Tbilisi?
Yeah, I can tell you. The guy who won this race now for 4 times is a very talented Georgian runner, and he does the half marathon in 1 hour and 5 minutes.
So 65 minutes, that's pretty good. Is it flat course, hilly course?
Yeah, the course is a challenge because Tbilisi is a very profiled city, so to say. It's located in between 2 mountains. So it was a big challenge to design a course which is as flat as possible. So we have a part of the course about, let me say, 80% is more or less flat. We have a part of the track goes down all the way from the city center to the river. And as you go back to the finish line, you have to go up again, and this is an incline of about a kilometer of 5%.
Before we started the tape rolling, you mentioned to me that a Georgian ran in the Olympics or the marathon, and so tell us a little bit what you know about this runner, and is that the start of maybe a few more Georgians competing?
Certainly, I think he could be a kind of inspiration for other runners to train more seriously and to commit more to professional running. This guy's name is David Sarazishvili, and he is about 22 or 23 years old. He enjoys the full support of the National Olympic Committee, so he doesn't, actually he has a job, but he does not go for it, so to say. He is a full-time runner, and he competed in the Olympic Games in Rio, and as the conditions in Rio due to the air humidity and the heat were pretty tough, he made I think he was ranked like 75 and made it in 2 hours and 15 minutes, something like this.
Well, that's a really interesting insight into the running scene in Tbilisi in Georgia,
Yeah.
and how a man from Munich, Peter Gottwald, comes to be there. Peter Gottwald, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.